Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. More on them in a bit. Definitely one of the stranger things I've started doing, but something about putting sparkling water or just regular water into a wine glass makes you feel like you're having something very luxurious. Wine glasses just give you a certain energy. You hold one, you walk around your apartment and you're like, yes, I know what I'm doing with life. I am all-knowing. And yeah, you know, I haven't done the study on why this is so effective for me, but I'm just going with it. And you can do that cool swirly thing that the wine people do. Ah, yes, mango. Self-care is often showcased, I think, in very glamorous ways. We talk about bubble baths and drinking tea at night, meditation, yoga, like so many things, which I love. But I do think self-care also is that and ... So although I love all that, and I think it's so important to keep incorporating that into our lives, because it's easy to brush that stuff off and it really does nurture your soul. I think there's this other side to self-care, which is a little bit not sexy and not fun, that is equally as important. I think we all have things in life that we procrastinate on. It can be really micro in terms of like just tasks that you don't enjoy, like taking out the trash, or it can be really bigger life things. You know, I'm guilty of both components to that, or both sides to that. But today what I want to do as like something to tackle the micro is I'm gonna tackle some cleaning in my apartment, which isn't unconventional, but something different that I have been trying is to do my weekly clean on Friday night, like after work, instead of waiting to do it on the weekend. I've done it like 2 or 3 times now, and I find it oddly powerful to give yourself a true weekend by dealing with these quote unquote adulting tasks on Friday, because Friday is already good vibes. You're already really optimistic about the Saturday and Sunday ahead. So if you can just squeeze in even like a couple hours of house tasks, I think you're just a little bit more motivated to do it than on a Saturday or Sunday and you're feeling like these tasks are dragging you away from your fun. The fun still can be had in this scenario where I'm doing things on a Friday night. Because there's a lot of potential ahead for the weekend. Although I do have like the regular cleaning to do, and I'm looking at my carpet right now realizing we need a good solid vacuum happening, I have been procrastinating on a cleaning task that is so disgusting, and that is unclogging my drain in my bathtub. Not cute. I have a lot of hair, and I have not invested in one of those like hair stopper things, which I will be doing after I do this clean through. So I'm gonna bring out some baking soda and vinegar and keep my fingers crossed that this does the job with boiling hot water, so I do not have to actually go in there and pull anything out myself, because I think I will cry. That's a little dramatic, but where's my J-cloth? It really bothers me that things that are always using to help clean things, like your sink, your bathtub, your kitchen sink, they get so dirty. And it's like there's always soap in there, guys. Like I understand there's dirt, but like there's always soap. I clean my body, I clean the tub. I clean a dish, oh look, I also clean the sink, but it's not like that. Fun fact to Today's video originally started as a blog post on my site, CaitlinDeSilva.com. On my blog, in addition to sharing self-care tips, I also share content about books, organizing, fashion, and more. So although I'm a bit biased, I do think it's a pretty fun corner of the internet to check out. My site is run using the all-in-one platform Squarespace, and I love how little effort it took to set up and make beautiful. There's a ton of great templates to choose from that can be customized to fit your taste, and blog posts can easily be taken to the next level with photos, buttons, videos, and more. I've really fallen back in love with writing with my blog, but having a quality site to publish my blog post on gets me even more pumped to share. If you're looking to create a website as a hobby to share about things you're passionate about, or to help advance your career by publishing your portfolio of work and or sell your products, then you're going to want to check out squarespace.com today for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the URL squarespace.com/Caitlin'sCorner to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. It's about 9:42 at night, and I usually don't come to my mat this late at night, but I was telling you guys on Instagram stories the other day that I have been dealing with a really sore shoulder and neck. So I actually think what I need right now is a nice stretch focused yoga flow, and this is so out of focus. There we go. But yeah, because I'm doing this nighttime session that's not meant to really raise my heart rate but more calm me down and slow me down, I figured ambiance was key. So I have the lights on in my living room dimmed right now, but I'll turn them completely off and just let these fake candles here be my source of light. I've talked about these candles before. They're from Amazon, and highly recommend if you're going to do any sort of exercise to candlelight that you do it with flameless battery operated ones, because can't see flames being a good idea near me right now. Could you imagine? Just downward dog those candles right over. And leg lift, boom, and fire. So yeah, we're doing self-care, but we're keeping it safe over here. I got my other headphone in right now, and we're going to turn off the lights.
Take a moment to kind of clear the slate, maybe this image of kind of clearing your desk, so that you can really just tend to yourself in this moment. You're gonna get a great stretch, a great release in the neck area.
At the end of today's practice, Adrienne said something that just instantly brought tears to my eyes. She said a mentor often tells her that neck pain is a result of not seeing both sides to a certain situation. And it got me immediately emotional, because I think I've been really frustrated with this neck pain that I've had this week, because I didn't know where it was coming from. But if I were to reflect on my week and like how I've been emotionally feeling, it kind of makes a lot of sense why I'm feeling so much tension in that area. It's just like in moments where I get overwhelmed with the reality that as cheesy as it might sound, our mind and our body are so connected together, and they really both need love and care. Now I've got my roller here from Lululemon that I'm just using to do some final stretching with some meditation music. And then I'm gonna have a tea. I think I deserve one. Usually when I want to treat myself, I'll make some pancakes. I was kind of in the mood for pancakes today, so that is what I'm doing. But I'm spicing it up a little bit today because I'm making blueberry pancakes for one, which I don't usually make blueberry pancakes because I usually don't have blueberries on hand. So today is kind of a fun day for my taste buds. It looks delicious. We'll see if it's giving me the same vibes. This is fun. Wow. I'm having a great time. I know I should have seen this coming. Like my teeth are blue. I'm gonna wash these dishes and then brush my teeth. It's the best time of the day, it's coffee time. I got coffee on my nose, cool. This afternoon, I'm going to do a little educating myself. I've really been in the thick of just deepening my knowledge of investing. I've done a lot of work over the years to figure out, you know, how to invest, what kinds of things to look out for when you're investing in the stock market, what kind of investor I want to be, and how to make sure my portfolio is reflecting that. But I want to just keep diving deeper into this world because it's very, very interesting to me. I find it really empowering to learn more about what options are available for me. A couple months ago, I read a whole book on covered calls, which is an element of options trading, which if all that just went right over your head, I totally get it. It's not the most stimulating topic in the world unless you are interested in finances like this. Right now, I feel like I just want to really refine my ability to analyze different stocks and read candlestick charts and finding patterns, technical analysis, that sort of thing. So I'm gonna watch a couple of videos that I've been meaning to watch this week, and I do take notes on my iPad with the GoodNotes app, which I think now GoodNotes you can use for free up to a certain point, which is incredible. If you've ever wanted to explore it yourself, there'll be a link down in the description box below. I also use Milanote for this as well, which I've talked a lot about Milanote before. And hey, stock market investing might not be the topic that sparks interest to you, which is totally fair. But I think taking time regularly to expand your mind in some sort of way is so good for your brain. Not just because you're challenging it with something new. And I do think that is something we don't incorporate into our lives enough when we are post high school, post college, just my speakers. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. I used to just learn so much every day as a student, and it's easy not to find yourself doing that as much in the real world. Watching a documentary, listening to a podcast, watching a YouTube video. There's so many different ways to just kind of feed your brain something new to marinate on. And I find when I'm doing that regularly, I feel a lot more enthusiasm about life too. It's just a really great way to get out of a rut. Ooh, this coffee's hitting today. I've got that song stuck in my head. My money don't jiggle jiggle.
Identify a great business with solid economic outlooks, a strong history,
I vacuumed this carpet yesterday and there's still so much hair on it. Reading on the floor was definitely an interesting choice, but oddly felt really good on my back. Although reading is far from an unconventional self-care tip for me, we all know that I love reading. This book is too on brand for this video not to talk about. Why Has Nobody Told Me This Before by Dr. Julie Smith. This book, although I'm only one section into it so far, 5 chapters in, it's focused on giving you practical tools for different emotions you might go through or experience in life. The first section's all about navigating dark places or low moods. There's sections on motivation, emotional pain, grief, self-doubt, fear, stress, living a meaningful life. And this chapter I just read, which is chapter 5, kind of rounds out or wraps up the feeling down section, how to work through that, by talking about how at the end of the day, it's really some basic things that we need to stay on top of to keep ourselves from going into those darker places. Asterisks there though, of course there are going to be people who need more attention, whether it's through medication or through therapy, whatever it is. But when you're just talking about the day-to-days, like sluggish moods, it's have you exercised? Have you moved your body? Have you slept well? Have you eaten well? Are you sticking to your routines? And are you filling your cup of human connection? Those core things are what really keep us stable. Our mental health defense players provide the foundations of good health. When we nurture them daily, they pay us back with interest. which I think is a great reminder for a video like this, because as much as, you know, having water and wine glasses or doing stretches with candlelight are great, it's those core things that are really important to take care of. There's a section here about bad thoughts that I thought was really good too. She says, quote unquote, "Thoughts are not facts. They are a mix of opinions, judgments, stories, memories, theories, interpretations, and predictions about the future. They are ideas offered up by your brain about ways we could make sense of the world, but the brain has limited information to go on. The brain's job is also to save you as much time and as energy as possible. This means it takes shortcuts and makes guesses and predictions all the time." And when I read that section, immediately what comes to mind is that concept of the unreliable narrator. You know, in literature, sometimes you come across these unreliable narrators, which are these characters that you can't fully trust what they're telling you because they think they're perceiving the situation in a flawed way. And I really think that happens in our personal lives, in our personal brains, our personal dialogue that's happening in here where no one else can look. We can have certain thoughts in our brains that we keep having and having and having until eventually we just believe them. But we should always be skeptical, a little skeptical about where those thoughts are coming from. Although I'm only 5 chapters in, I do think this is a really good one to check out so far based on what I read, if you are someone who likes those practical tools, because I know sometimes self-help or nonfiction can be a little overviewy, if that's a good way of describing it, and when it comes to actual tools, they might not be as easily applicable to your life, but these are very practical. I'll have a link to it down in the description box below if you want to peruse it some more. But what a cover, eh? I just took some cookies out of the oven, so I'm having that as my little dessert. I did that thing again where I made a big batch of cookies and froze them so that I would always have a cookie for the next probably couple of weeks. I used Claire Saffit's brown butter cookie recipe. I've made it twice now. It is so good. I'll have the link to the video down in the description box below, but browning your butter for these cookies, especially because I freeze them and they get to marinate in their brown butterness for so long, they are impeccable. That extra time just gives it a lot of opportunity for flavor to develop. It is scrumptious. I ended up doing a lot of work today, so I just kind of want to have a night where I'm not even like scrolling on my phone, because sometimes when I'm watching old TV shows like New Girl, I'll find myself scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, and I just want a little bit of a detox. So I'm putting on the Batman. I'll be honest with you, I have not watched a lot of the DC stuff or the Batman films. I'm quite familiar with the Marvel universe, but not so much this one. I think I've watched Nolan's films once, but I have barely any memory of them. I am really here for Robert Pattinson, I'll be real with you. The girl who was obsessing over Team Edward as a kid is now getting to watch her vampire turn into a bat, and it just feels like a full circle moment. I'm excited. A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to click the link in the description box below to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. If you made it this far in the video, I want to know, whether it's a conventional one or not, what is your go-to tip for self-care? What's something that you do that just really helps you reset, helps fill your cup, makes you feel more grounded? I want to know. Now, if you'll excuse me, there are 2 cookies calling my name, so I'm gonna go get them. Don't those look sexy? Come on, look at all those ripples. That's brown butter goodness.
Yesterday, there was sun in